They were flashy, they were over the top, and they weren't as good as we remember. Hey everyone, welcome to 90s Nostalgia. Remember watching movies as a kid and being wowed by every unbelievable thing you saw? What if we told you that not all of those special effects were that good to begin with? I know, big shock, right? Well, we're here to remind you of the top 10 worst of these special effects from movies and shows that aired during the 90s. If you enjoy this list, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to 90s Nostalgia, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our countdowns regarding everything 90s. That being said, let's get started. Number 10. Jabba the Artificial, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. This scene didn't exist in the original airing of Episode 4, but in 1997, a special edition was released with improved quality and special effects that made the movie feel a bit more real. We're obviously being sarcastic here. This new remaster added in a never-before-seen moment in the movie where Han Solo interacts with Jabba the Hutt. While the original rendition of him was a human controlling a large Jabba puppet, here we have a poorly executed CGI rendition that doesn't really fit with the real people around him. Not only does he move and react way too unrealistically, but the entire presence of him definitely looks artificial. Number 9. Cheap Death, Deep Sea Blue. Death is a bit difficult to convey when it requires a brutal or unrealistic cause. When it comes to the surprising death of Russell Franklin, it could have been a shocking way to see the character go, but instead, all we have is a very unconvincing shark jawing down on a CGI man in a way that clearly says this isn't real. What could have left most of us feeling awful only made us laugh for the wrong reasons.
We're gonna seal off this.
Number 8. Get Over Here, Mortal Kombat. Who doesn't love Scorpion's most famous move? Well, we're guessing the editors didn't, since the whole attack was butchered in the film adaptation. After a poorly inserted "Get Over Here" ripped straight from the game, Scorpion's hand opens up, letting out a long mechanical snake to spear straight through his opponent. But, you know, it didn't look as cool as it sounds. The snake then makes a U-turn as the opponent runs away hilariously as Scorpion is nowhere in sight. The snake didn't even blend in properly with the setting, so most of us weren't really convinced.
Get over here!
Number 7. Space Monkey, Lost in Space. A movie adaptation of a show with the same name, this film probably had a lower budget than its predecessor, considering its downright terrible CGI. Most specifically, this space monkey that does not seem at all believable when placed in the hands of a live actor. Not only is it poorly done, but it's hard to look at, given its ugly appearance and lackluster animation. Sorry guys, but even young children can probably tell that's cheap monkey. Number 6. Fake Arm, Samurai Cop. This has to be the most talked about when it comes to the worst movies of the 90s. Take this scene with the katana for example. This guy manages to toss the blade and chop off an arm which is totally not plastic, followed by a man crying who totally doesn't have an arm under his shirt and definitely doesn't have a poor excuse of a broken fake arm base sticking out of his shoulder with what's definitely not cheap inaccurate colored fake blood all over him. I mean, I'm sure everyone believed it.
Damn.
Number 5. Airplane Crash, Air Force One. We're pretty sure this would be impossible to have done with actual props, so props to them for trying with CGI. Here we see a plane that's approaching impact with a large body of water at a high velocity. We then zoom into a man at the door of the plane, somehow keeping his balance as it falls without even holding on to anything or any wind resistance whatsoever. The plane eventually crashes down to the ocean in ways things would never react to water, and you have yourself a perfect recipe for a poorly executed and laughable scene that pretty much lowered all standards for the rest of the film. Number 4. Troll Face, Troll 2. Imagine having a believable presentation in a film that's supposed to be graphic. Bloody fingers with plant life seeping out of them, a face covered in what's supposed to be naturalization yet appears like cheap plastic, topped with the horrible acting, and you get a movie that leaves very little to be desired. There isn't much to say about it. The visuals speak for themselves, and it's definitely nothing to keep us at the edge of our seats anytime soon. Number 3. Hello, Dragonheart. Just when things couldn't be any more cringy to watch, here we have a dragon artificially peeking out of a lake, staring at a live herd of sheep on land. The live animals really did the CGI a huge disservice, since all it did was further emphasize how uncanny the dragon looks with its poor rendition, mostly making us not want to see any more of it. To top it all off, it just had to speak.
Hello.
Number 2. Demonic Army. Spawn. Okay, at least the last entry in our list was somewhat well done and had some level of work put into it. This, on the other hand, looks like a student project that had to be rushed by a certain due date. The Demon Lord type creature has visibly bad texturing and shading, and his army is no better, with their bland appearances being clumped up together and tons of animations being reused among many of them. Number 1. Ugly Death, the Lawnmower Man. You're probably wondering, what could possibly be worse than poorly rendered demons and badly animated crowds? Well, how about an even more poorly rendered humanoid with even worse animation and horrible visuals surrounding it? We don't even know where this is supposed to be, but I digress. Sure, CGI wasn't at its best, but there had to be better ways to present this. It's pretty apparent that many corners were cut here. Wow, those were pretty bad. Did you enjoy our list? What special effects do you remember being the worst? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to 90s Nostalgia so you never miss any of our future countdowns regarding everything 90s. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.